Hello everyone, this is the Hero of the Wind. I'm recording this video just to show off my Xbox 360 collection. Right now, in the day I'm recording this, the Xbox 360 had its 11th anniversary exactly 2 weeks ago. The Xbox 360 was released on November 22, 2005. The Xbox 360 is now 11 years old, and I'm really late for this, but I was thinking, why not make a video where I show off my Xbox 360 collection on its 11th anniversary. I'm really late for this, but whatever, it's what it is, I guess. So anyway, right here we have my Xbox 360 console, this really nice blue model. It's a limited edition model. And here we have all of my Xbox 360 games. And of course, there's my PlayStation 2 right there. I really like it. The Xbox 360 might not be my favorite console. It's not one of my favorite consoles, to be honest. I think that the Wii, the Wii U, the PS2 and probably the GameCube are better consoles, but I really can say that the Xbox 360 is a bad console. It might not be the best console, especially when it comes to exclusive games, but if you can get it cheap, it's definitely worth it. And there's also the fact that most of these games, if I'm correct, are not compatible with the Xbox One. If you want to play these games, most of these games, you need an Xbox 360, at least for now. So with that said, I guess that I recommend getting an Xbox 360 for most of these games. But anyway, enough of that. Let's begin. Oh, and one more thing. These games, this pile of games, this stack of games is in order of when it's in order of when I got each game. So the game that I have right here was my first Xbox 360 game, and then this last game down here is my most recent Xbox 360 game. With that said, let's begin. So anyway, first we have Lollipop Chainsaw right here. Let me put this away for a little. Here we have the first game, Lollipop Chainsaw. And well, it's a stupid game, it's a silly game. You can see the Gas Cooper manufacturer logo right here. Suda 51, ladies and gentlemen. More or less, this game, well, this game was made from, well, it came from the same mind, from the same man who gave us Killer 7, a game I have never played before, and No More Heroes 1 and 2. What can you expect with that said? A cheerleader girl who fights zombies using a chainsaw. What more could you ask for? It obviously, this isn't a game that takes itself completely seriously. It's a very violent but very stupid and silly game, occasionally funny, and it might not be the best Xbox 360 game, but I really like Lollipop Chainsaw. It's one of those games that you can play if you want to see something stupid or very violent, or I don't know. It's just a silly game, fun. It's music. The graphics are well, good, I guess. And it's not the best Xbox 360 game, I guess. But considering how the menus look, the graphics, and the premise of a cheerleader fighting zombies, yes. Using the words of the video game critic, Lollipop Chainsaw looks like $1,000,000. Yeah. Well, then we have Automedius Excellent. Yes, that's how you pronounce this game. Automedius Excellent. Inspired by the legendary Gradius series. I have said this before, and I'll say it again. The main reason, if not the only reason, why I have an Xbox 360 are shoot 'em ups. I really like shoot 'em ups / 2D shooters. It's probably one of my favorite genres, and Automedius Excellent is definitely not the best game in the genre. I have never played a Gradius game before. I should probably do that someday. And, well, Automated Excellent is not the best game in the genre, that's for sure. But I disagree with the internet in this. It's not a game that this game isn't as bad as some people say it is. Is this the best game in its genre? Of course not, but as someone who has never played a Gradius game before, I can say that Automated Excellent is a fun game, and that's it. The graphics aren't the best graphics of all time. In fact, this game looks kind of bad, to be honest. Its graphics are a little ugly, and the music, for the most part, isn't exactly good. It's okay at best, for the most part, but at least for what it is, the gameplay, this game is entertaining enough, to be honest. This is probably my most played Xbox 360 game. I have pretty much all of the achievements, and I have unlocked all of the pictures in the gallery, and I like Automated Excellent, even if it's not the best 2D shooter of all time. And yes, you can expect more 2D shooters in my collection. With that said, Deathsmiles, another 2D shooter published by Axis Games, and this one is definitely a good game, a great shoot 'em up. I have played this many times, and unlike Automated Excellent and other games in the genre, Deathsmiles doesn't have unlockable content. All of the content of the game is available from the get-go. You don't have to unlock anything, but still, it's worth it. It's a really fun game, and if you get it, chances are you will play it many times simply because it's a really fun game. I consider this a must-have, and if you have an Xbox 360, I strongly recommend this game. Just like Automated Excellent, this game has a little of sexual content, obviously. In fact, if you look at the back, Deathsmiles at us all. Lowly smile back. Lowlies, or lowly, a term I don't usually use. I don't consider myself an otaku or a weebu. Otaku and weebu, or weeb, are terms I don't usually use. If ever, I don't never use those words. But yes, it's kind of a sexual game. Well, not really a sexual game, but it has a little of sexual content. In fact, hold on a second. If you open the game case, and you look at the disc, this is what you see. Rosa, that's her name, giving you that face. Yeah, if that's not sexual, I don't know what is. Still, Deathsmiles, it's a really fun game that I strongly recommend. There we go. Choose your path. Mega Black Label. Online co-op and leaderboards. Blah blah blah. Anyway, let's game. Oh, I should say that if I don't say anything about a game, about a certain game, it's because I haven't played it. Devil May Cry HD Collection. So far, I have only played the original Devil May Cry game. I still haven't finished it, and someday I'll play Devil May Cry 2 and Devil May Cry 3, probably. Anyway, experience the iconic genre-defying Devil May Cry series together in stunning high definition. Obviously, when it comes to graphics, these three games that originally came out for PS2 do not look amazing. The graphics obviously are a little bad by today's standards, but what matters is the gameplay, and so far I have only played the original Devil May Cry game, and it's a really fun game. I love No More Heroes, I love Bayonetta, and I really like the original Devil May Cry. Hack and slash games, well, they are not my favorite genre, but I really enjoy them for what they are. The original Devil May Cry can be a little repetitive, just like Automated Excellent and Lollipop Chainsaw, I guess. Many games are repetitive, to be honest, but it's a collection that it's probably worth it. You can get Devil May Cry HD Collection really cheap. It's not an expensive collection, and for what it is, it's worth it, I guess. 20 bucks or less for 3 games that are probably very good. At least the original Devil May Cry is really good, and people say that Devil May Cry 4 or the third one are the best games in the series, so I don't know. Someday I'll play the other ones. Devil May Cry 4, and then we have DMC Devil May Cry. I haven't played this one or Devil May Cry 4, so I can't say anything about these two games yet. Another shoot 'em up, Raiden 4, that's how you pronounce this. Another 2D shooter, and oh my god, a very difficult one, but a very fun one. Another great game. This is better than Automatic Excellent, more fun, more difficult. The graphics are a little better, I guess. It's not the most beautiful Xbox 360 game, but it's neither the ugliest game on the console. This game has something like a Metascore of 62, and to be honest, it deserves more than that. Raiden 4, it's a very fun game with amazing music sometimes. It's very difficult, of course. Even in the very easy difficulty, this game is challenging, but if you can get this for a not very high price, it's definitely worth it. Then we have a game with well, the information, the text in the cover and the back is in Spanish. Blue Dragon. This specific version was probably made or whatever, I don't know, specifically for Latin America or Mexico. You can look at the cover and it says solo en Xbox 360, totalmente en castellano. It's true that here we speak Latin Spanish, not Castellano. I don't know how to say it in English, but yes, this is one of those games that I have, and it's in Spanish, but it's not just text, even the voices, the audio is in Spanish, and everything in this particular version of Blue Dragon is in Spanish. Vive una aventura épica en un vasto mundo repleto de misterios. And I'm not going to read the rest of the text, but anyway, Blue Dragon, I think that just like Automatic Excellent, this game is exclusive to the Xbox 360, and that's the only reason why I have this game. The only reason why I bought Blue Dragon is that it's an Xbox 360 exclusive. Recently, Blue Dragon was made, well, this game can now be played using an Xbox One. You don't need an Xbox 360 to play this game, not anymore. You can play it, Blue Dragon, on an Xbox One if you want. But it's still an Xbox 360 exclusive, and it's a turn-based RPG. The graphics are really good, nice graphics. The music sometimes is great also, but it's not a really fun game, of course. I'm not the biggest fan of turn-based RPGs. Sometimes I buy these kind of games. I buy RPGs sometimes just because they are exclusives, and Blue Dragon, it's my least favorite Xbox 360 game. I still have not finished this game. I'm still on disc 1. And it's a fun game, it's an entertaining game, but it's simply not the best game for the Xbox 360. If you love turn-based RPGs or turn-based games, I think this is a really good game, but for everyone else, I recommend this game. but only if you can get it cheap. Dodonpachi Saita Yoyo Joe. This game was released only in Japan, I think. CERO-B, 12 years and up. And I can read anything that we have here. I can speak Japanese, I can read Japanese. But in any case, this game doesn't require a huge amount of understanding the Japanese language. I don't know if I'm saying things the right way, but well, it's another shoot 'em up. It's another 2D shooter, of course. This game was released only in Japan. I think it came in 2013, and it's a difficult game to get cheap. Usually this game is at least something like $35 or $40, and I paid $54, including tax of course, for this game. But I still think it was worth it. Dodonpachi Saita Yoyo Joe is an insane 2D shooter. It's more difficult than Deathsmiles probably. And the graphics are gorgeous, the music is really good. This game probably has a story. I really don't know what the story is about, of course. But who cares what the story about? Who cares what is this story about? It really doesn't matter if this game has a story or not. When it comes to shoot 'em ups or 2D shooters, the thing that matters is the gameplay, and Dodonpachi Saita Yoyo Joe is a challenging game, but it's also a really fun game, and it's a difficult game to get, more or less. You can go to Amazon.com, and that's probably the easiest way to get this game, but just like Raiden 4, Deathsmiles and Automedius Excellent, I recommend this game. I like this better than Automedius Excellent, it's more fun. The graphics are better also, and the music, yes, really nice music. Alice Madness Returns. An American MacG game published by EA or Electronic Arts. That's not exactly the best way to start, right? This game has the EA logo on the cover. I don't usually buy EA games. I really hate that company. I refuse to buy any of the FIFA games. I used to have FIFA Soccer 2009 for the Wii, but I lost it and I don't want to get that game again. Alice Madness Returns, we're all mad here. Alice Madness Returns is a 3D platformer. I don't usually use that term, but I really like this genre. Now, Alice Madness Returns is definitely not a game for everyone, and it's obviously not a game for kids. Just look at the cover. This game is very messed up. Alice Madness Returns can be a very creepy game. It's very messed up, really messed up. Is this game better than SpongeBob SquarePants, Battle for Bikini Bottom, Jak and Daxter, the Precursor Legacy, Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2, and I don't know, Crash to Insanity, or Sly Cooper and the Tibius Raccoonus? Well, no. It's not better than any of those games, probably. Especially Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 and Jak and Daxter, the Precursor Legacy. I love those games. But still, it's a nice game that I recommend if you can get it cheap. Obviously, I only recommend Alice Madness Returns if you know what you are getting into, because, as I said, this game is very messed up and it can be, well, it's not like it can be scary. It's not a case like that. This game is creepy and it's scary and messed up, disturbing, and if you know what you're getting yourself into, buy it. Katana, another 2D shooter, or shoot 'em up for the Xbox 360, unleash the power of the Blood Katana. Another very challenging game. I mean, it's another 2D shooter published by Rising Star Games, and it was developed by Cave, the same developer who made Dodonpachi Saita Yoyo Joe and Deathsmiles. I will say that Cave is a great 2D shooter developer. I don't know if they still exist, but I think I'm repeating myself here. Katana is a challenging game with great graphics, great music, and it's a very fun game. Very challenging, of course, but a very fun game. It has a story, but it doesn't matter. It's just a very challenging and also very fun game. I recommend it. This is probably the cheapest game I have in my collection. You can get a Katana for less than $14. If you go to Amazon, you can get it very cheap, and for a price of $12, $11, $10, maybe a little less, it's worth it. It's well worth $12. And last but not least, Wartech Senkan only on Xbox 360, published by Ubisoft. This cover isn't exactly good. It's okay. It's not the worst cover of all time. But anyway, Wartech Senkan is this game is a hybrid. It's a mix of fighting game and shoot 'em up or 2D shooter. The battle for planetary supremacy has just begun. It's hard to believe that Ubisoft, I don't know how you pronounce it correctly, Ubisoft published this game. It's not something, it doesn't look like something that they would usually publish. I really don't know why they published this game. Again, it's a 2D shooter. Wartech Senkan, if we talk about all of my Xbox 360 collection, Katana, Alice Madness Returns, Lollipop Chainsaw, etc., this is the game that probably stands out the most. Other than Touhou Genso Rondo, I really can't think of any other game that plays exactly like this one or like this one. How many times have you seen a game that is that it's like a fighting game and a 2D shooter? It's both things combined. It's not something you don't see every day. Wartech Senkan is a game that when it comes to its controls, you probably have to get used to them, maybe, but once you get used to the controls, it's a really fun game. Well, maybe not a really fun game, I really don't know. Well, but in any case, Wartech Senkan is not my least favorite Xbox 360 game. I like this better than Blue Dragon. And if you are into shoot 'em ups, I guess it's worth it. Sometimes you can get this game very, very cheap, $20 or less. And it's well worth that price, in my opinion. The music is sometimes great. The graphics aren't exactly the best graphics for an Xbox 360 game, but just like Raiden 4 is not the most beautiful Xbox 360 game, but I still think that this looks better than Automedia's Excellent. It has 8 playable characters and the gameplay is enjoyable. I really don't know what the story is about. This game has a story, but it doesn't make a lot of sense, I will say. But it's worth it because it's a fun game. I really like all of these games. As I said, the Xbox 360 is not my favorite console, but for the most part I really like these games. I have enjoyed them and I enjoy playing them in one way or another. I really like shooters. I really like 2D shooters, shoot 'em ups. It's the reason why I have an Xbox 360 and I like Katana, Deathsmiles, Yoyo Joe. I really like these games, and even though games like this one aren't exactly the reason why I have an Xbox 360, I still enjoyed my time playing Alice Madness Returns. Again, I recommend this game if you know what you are getting yourself into, because it's a creepy game, messed up game. And I guess that's everything. These are all my Xbox 360 games. You can see them, I guess. Katana, Raiden 4, Devil May Cry, Automedia's Excellent. And as I said, if you are thinking about getting an Xbox 360, I recommend it, but please don't pay a lot of money for this console. The Xbox One is 3 years old now, and even if it's true that most of these games cannot be played on an Xbox One, it doesn't change the fact that the Xbox 360 is now 11 years old. Nice console. This is a nice console. But it's not the best console of all time, at least in my opinion. The Wii, the Wii U, blah 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 blah, are better consoles. So anyway, I guess that's all, and goodbye.